India's forests stretch across millions of square kilometers, housing some of the most vibrant ecosystems on the planet. But beneath the canopy, an aggressive undergrowth is rapidly swallowing the forest floor. To fight it, the Indian government spends an estimated 14 lakh rupees for every single square kilometer. Teams are sent deep into the woods to hack the brush down and burn it to ash. Yet, no matter how much is cleared, the fires barely fade before the vines shoot right back up, thicker than before. We are caught in a cycle of expensive manual clearing. Every year, we pay to destroy a plant that responds to fire and blades by regenerating even faster. The weed driving this cycle is called Lantana&Co. Despite the vibrant pink and yellow flowers you see here, it is an invasive species, not native to India. Looking at this map of India's forest boundaries, you can see the scale of the invasion. That overlay creeping across represents lantana consuming 40% of our forest land, over 13 lakh square kilometers. Zooming into the soil, lantana rapidly drains nutrients, crowding out native flora and leaving them nothing to survive on. As those native plants die off, indigenous tribal communities who built their way of life around foraging local species are left stranded. The collapse of the local flora creates a chain reaction, hollowing out the environments that human communities depend on for their survival. At Lantana&Co, we decided to treat this plant as a raw material rather than a waste product. Instead of draining funds to burn the weed, we can use its biological resilience as a commercial asset. On the left, you see why lantana dominates the forest. It is naturally pest-resistant. On the right, this translates to a durable industrial texture. This uncontrollable growth means we have an endlessly renewable, zero-cost supply chain that scales infinitely across the country. Even the thick vines that exhaust manual clearing teams are an advantage. Their structural density provides incredible physical durability once processed. Lantana's biology provides industrial specifications we usually pay to engineer. By harvesting it, we remove an ecological threat and gain a premium, naturally reinforced raw material. To harness these traits, we bypass small-scale novelty crafts. We approach lantana through industrial-grade material science, studying the cellular structure of the plant to identify its highest industrial utility. Our R&D team breaks down the rigid cellulose of the leaf, isolating the strong fibers that allow the plant to survive in harsh conditions. When we refine and press these fibers, they bond into a durable, paper-like sheet that retains the plant's natural resistance to decay. This process proves that the paradigm works. A biological hazard can be engineered into a scalable industrial asset. The people living right beside the plant are our primary collaborators. Indigenous communities have survived on these rocky landscapes for generations, and many had already started adapting lantana for local use before we arrived. We approach these communities as partners. We share our material science breakthroughs with them, creating a production model where they are credited as the original innovators. Lantana's physical properties change depending on whether it grows in the dry heat of Maharashtra or the humid southern hills seen here. This variation requires a decentralized supply chain. We manufacture locally at the source, ensuring artisans are paid fairly and production remains tied to the land. By keeping the supply chain local, we turn a nationwide ecological crisis into a network of independent, fair-wage economic engines for rural India. Every sheet of material we produce carries the identity of its origin. Whether it features a traditional Worley painting like this one or a local folktale, the product reflects the culture of the hands that made it. In the global market, we are selling authentic Indian craftsmanship. We are dignifying the plant and the people, placing these traditions on an international shelf with the respect they deserve. We are currently in our pre-seed stage, raising our first round of funding. We are looking for investors and advisors to help scale this operation. 40% of our forest land is currently under siege. By shifting our perspective, we can convert those 13 lakh square kilometers from a budget drain into a massive industrial-scale resource.